Thank you. It is a wonderful opportunity to have the spotlight shone on our particular charity, Camp Circle of Friends, so thank you for that. 5 minutes isn't a long time, and certainly not for this chatty Kathy, so I'm going to get right to it. Camp Circle of Friends is the only provincial cancer camp for children between the ages of 6 and 18. We take the children that are diagnosed as well as the brothers and sisters, so we actually take all the children in the home, which also works out to be a bit of a respite for the parents as well. So we are held at Last Mountain Lake for 4 days every June, and that pretty much runs over what we do, but I'm really excited to share with you why we do it. Imagine being a child. You're tired, or you have a headache a lot, or you got a sore knee, and you go to the doctor and you're diagnosed with cancer. They never asked for that, and certainly not as a child. So their world is turned completely upside down. They're sick, they may be bald, but they certainly are not normal in a normal childhood time. At Camp Circle of Friends, they're normal, because that's where all of us have been touched by cancer. What we do out there is we try to inspire hope. So when the campers arrive, there's a hope package on every one of their bunks. We have posters around camp that say, if I could touch hope, it would feel like, or if I could smell hope, it would smell like, and the kids really get it. We do this whole hope process, even though we carry on normal activities like any other camp does, but ours is unique because we make sure that those children that have special needs, that they're well cared for and that they can be accommodated into each and every activity. But the hope, it radiates right through camp in everything that we do. I'd like to share a couple of examples of how our hope has impact. We had a camper named Justin. He was diagnosed with an ears, nose, and throat tumor. Because of the treatment, he has poor vision, he has poor hearing, and overall, ladies, he's a weakling, to say the least. At Camp Circle of Friends, he did the climbing wall, and he climbed right up to the top, and he rang the bell. And we were all excited, we gave him a Hope Prize for courage, and all that kind of stuff, and at the end of that year, his mom wrote me a letter, and she said that his whole year was full of woe. He'd been picked on and teased, and all those types of things, and in her words, she said, she sent us a broken little boy, and we sent her back a hero. So that's why we do what we do. We also had a little boy named Matthew Epp. He was diagnosed several times, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, whatever it was. Many, many times he'd been diagnosed, and then there was an end where there was no more treatment options. Every year we have a different theme at camp, and because of that, this particular year it was about medieval. So he wrote a hope story, and his hope story was turned into a book. And the book is called Hope and the Dragon. Now, the story is about a sick little boy who needed to slay the dragon, of course, dragon being the cancer, and he was going to do so by using faith, hope, and courage. His armor was his hope, his sword was his faith, and his horse was courage. The little boy slayed the book and the dragon, and in the book, he wakes up and his parents exclaim, "All your cancer is gone." And the little boy replies, "I know, I have hope, faith, and courage on my side, and love at my back. No dragon in the world is a match for that." And ladies, that's why we do what we do. We lost Matthew a few years ago, and he was 16 at the time, and I thought the most powerful words a child has ever, it's certainly impressioned on me. He had a saying that said, "God will take my cancer from me, or me from my cancer. Either way, I win." So how do we do what we do? We do it because we have an army of volunteers. It's about 50 volunteers that donate their time for 5, 10, 15, 20, and even longer time periods. We have a medical team that includes a doctor, a nurse practitioner, and 4 or 5 nurses along the way. And those nurses, a couple of those nurses were actually one-time campers, so they had the impact. They've chosen the medical field, they have now graduated, they choose to come back and make the difference. And about 1/3 of our volunteers are actually one-time campers, so I think that speaks volumes to our success. They wanted the kids, they had fun as kids with cancer, and now they're helping others do the same. So every June, we gather in the middle of nowhere, Saskatchewan, we draw a big curtain around it and we leave all the troubles out there. The biggest issues while we're at camp is if the girl in cabin 4 likes you, or whether or not the water's a little too cold for that dreaded 7 a.m. polar bear swim. God, help us all. But the whole thing is that they are just kids, and they're kids with cancer, but they are still just kids. So This was our opportunity to share with you some of the things of why we do what we do, and I wanted to thank you first and foremost as women for making the huge impact that you do on behalf of the community at large, so thank you. And I wanted to hopefully inspire you a little bit about hope. And I hope that until we have found a cure, that we have camp. And I also hope we get your vote tonight.